Recorded live at Carolla One Studios with Adam Carolla and board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist, Dr. Drew Pinsky. You're listening to The Adam and Dr. Drew Show.
Yeah, get it on. Got to get on. Doctor is born for a fast sin. Got some Dr. Jackson.
He's at 6'7".
He's 6'7".
Oh my. Mm-hmm. So a couple interesting things. One of the things I find interesting is that I recall heading into COVID and during COVID, a lot of the response to this podcast was like, "Oh, two old men complaining, out of touch," like this kind of shit for years, actually. Mm-hmm. And now it seems like people are interested in our thoughts, and they're the same fucking thoughts we've had all along. They're just sort of more evolved. We've continued to evolve them like we always do, but they're not philosophically or constitutionally different than they were 6 years ago. Mm-hmm. Which is sort of freedom, family, education, those basic principles. Constitutional, not literalism, but sort of defending the constitutional principles. And those are back in vogue, I guess. What do you think?
Yeah.
Or is it just that you've proven to be right, and now people go, "Oh, hey, he was right."
No, I have a few thoughts. I think things have a way of sort of getting back toward a like homeostasis,
Mecca.
sort of what works,
yeah.
and kind of nature sort of rights itself a little bit, and it's a little bit of like, well, you get a splinter and it'll hurt, it'll be red and sensitive and stuff, but at some point your body sort of pushes it out, and the kind of a general, the truth wins and gravity's gravity and grandpa knew best, and it just takes a while, and then it's a battle, and the people you battle with are super loud and motivated and seem inspired by their, they have a kind of a intellectual high ground meets with motivation, meets with some sort of spiritual advantage, meets with a sort of morality thing that they're going to dangle over your head, which all sort of comes.
I care.
It all comes together to create some sort of cocktail of something that you have to endure, and then at some point they're wrong about everything, or mostly inspired by money. It kind of turns out weirdly that all the motivation had to do with money
and chicks
and getting laid.
I'm thinking of the hippies,
right? And no, I just mean the whole movement had to do with money, but they were kind of the foot soldiers, but they didn't really know it was just money,
right.
And so, it's like...
Was your mom under the the sway of that kind of thing? I just didn't know it?
Well, it's an interesting thing. So they would say Trump and his ballroom and his rich buddies and their private jets in Dubai and tax breaks. But they don't look at climate change as a multi-billion-dollar grift. They don't look at climate change as a trillion-dollar grift, right?
Yes.
So Al Gore, he's in the trenches fighting it out because he loves children and rivers and indigenous people.
And private jets.
And meanwhile, he's getting rich, right? And Bernie Sanders or whoever. They don't... Solyndra, whatever this, the government's going to give this company $200 billion to build solar panels that'll never happen. Or there's another award for $80 million for electric school buses that'll never work. They'll deliver 7 of them over the course of 4 years.
Well,
but they don't look at that as a grift, right? So my mom would go, look at that guy with his gold. He's put gold everywhere. He's got gold. Look at him in his expensive 3-piece suits traveling in his limousine. Al Gore, he's wearing a flannel shirt.
Right.
Okay, he's got his sleeves rolled up.
Right.
See, there's footage of him. He's walking.
Right.
He's in a forest, and he's walking. Look at Gavin Newsom. He's walking, amongst the sequoias, and he looks concerned.
Yeah.
And now he's happened upon a Mexican lady, and he's going to talk to her. Look at his face. He cares.
Yeah.
You understand? These guys are fat cats, the big airplanes with their insignias on it. Give me a break.
Yeah.
Because they're like kids. They're like kids. They're so easily and
manipulated.
Right. And then the Black Lives Matter or the climate changers or the homeless industrial, they're going, look, everyone, here's the outfit. Cargo shorts and flip-flops. We're not going to walk around with tie clips and monogram cufflinks. They'll be on to us.
Yeah.
We're going, no.
Hoodies.
We're going hoodies, let your hair go gray, put those flip-flops on, and then they'll think, and then we'll get a bunch of women of color and we'll shove them up to the front, and people won't ask them questions because that would be racist. And also, they're women of color. They're not going to lie. They're here. They're beaten down. They're here trying to protect the downtrodden.
You think it's a bad thing to put women of color up front?
Right.
That's a bad.
So
what's wrong with you?
That's the way we're going to roll. So that's basic. And then eventually people figure out that's bullshit, and then they come back to whatever it is I was saying.
You just made
me get back to diet and exercise.
You just made me realize there's something embedded in there that I think you're going to like, which is that fundamentally what they hate is the free market and competition.
They hate competition.
So what they like is the government going, we're going to take care of this.
Yes,
but they don't realize there's a grift embedded in that. What they hate is the market. They hate the competition.
Right.
And so the market can do a much better job. But we like when the government gets
They think the
$500 billion.
grift is in the market, not in the government.
Right.
And the market's
unfair because you have to compete, and we aren't born with all the same endowments. That's not fair.
The thing about the market is the market has a bunch of guardrails built into it because of the competition part of the market.
Yes.
The government gets grants, it gives out grants, it gets billions of dollars and hands it to this and hands it to that. Doesn't follow. We don't know where.
Yeah.
So there's a lot more opportunity for grift, meaning...
No, it's built into the system.
Well, it's built in the system, but here's what I'm saying. If the free market and private companies are in charge of giving out the COVID money, there's going to be a lot of follow-up and a lot of due diligence and a lot of whatever. When the government's in charge, it's just, well, we gave it to prisoners and we gave it to this group and that group we never saw. Nothing ever came out the other end. It's built in.
Yes, it's a systems problem.
It'll be that way.
Yeah.
Right.
And unless you realize that's why early in COVID...
So my mom weirdly wanted the government to do everything.
Right.
And I'm like, I want the free market. And she's like, well, the free market's evil and the government is Bernie Sanders.
Yes.
He cares. You know what I mean?
Yes. And I just kept saying during COVID, my first insight, I was reviewing this in my head last night. My first insight in COVID was, oh my God, we've centralized medicine. It's all centralized.
Right.
Some assholes making decisions for patients 3,000 miles away. There's no way that's going to work.
Right.
And I remember I gave a talk in Bermuda. We got postponed 2 years because of COVID. Right. And I made this case, and the room was like, like, what are you gasping about? What are you clutching your pearls for? It's a terrible idea. What if we centralized plastic surgeries?
Right.
I mean, imagine that. You think those surgeons would sit still for that for 2 seconds? It's unbelievable.
So now the latest one. And listen, here's the only way this is going to work.
I'm put the air on.
Okay.
You turned it off?
No, I just turned it down. It was cold when I walked in.
You all right?
It's on 70. It's on 71.
I'm like heated. Something's
because you're animated, but don't ram the seat into the TV set just because you're warm.
Apologies.
All right, listen.
Yeah.
I was reading that Snap's going to run out, and 40 million people are going to go.
40 million.
40 million. Okay, listen to me, everybody. This whole thing of like 40 million people are going to go hungry. First off, those 40 million people average an extra 40 pounds on them over the average working American. If you took the average person that's on Snap getting free food and the average person that gets no free food from the government, the average female who gets no free food from the government is 146 pounds. The average SNAP recipient is 211 pounds. So
this
is it a food?
This is
I know. First off, we talk about going hungry. Nobody could benefit from a nice fast.
Well, dude,
more than the SNAP recipients.
It's meal food. What do they call it? Food insecurity. It's food insecurity.
It's insecurity.
Yeah, it's food insecurity.
All right, is there one person that's not going to eat?
No.
Is there anyone's going to go hungry?
Same thing with healthcare, man.
Right.
I keep saying it. There's like nobody's going to get refused healthcare ever in this country.
Right.
I don't care who you are, you're going to get it.
So the greatest is Newsom sent out a tweet, and he was talking about access to food. I love the access part. I'm enamored with
they don't
the
have bank
access.
accounts. They don't have access to banks.
They don't have access. They have access. And everyone has access to food. I have access to food every single day. And so does everyone who works here, except for the government doesn't give it to me. I have to go get it. But I also have access to a car,
Right.
but the government doesn't give it to me, and a home and building stuff from Home Depot.
Right.
I have access to it, but the government does not give me decking material. So Newsom says
that was the response to that.
Donald Trump is literally dancing in Asia while 40 million people lose access to food.
Yeah.
And I wrote back, they should explore the possibility of getting their own food.
How was the response? I see 8,000. It's a little.
5 years ago, people would have been screaming at me that I wanted kids
oh my
to
God, you've been canceled.
whatever. Now they're sort of waking up that this is fucking nonsense and these people are fat. And by the way, why is 20% of this country getting free food?
That's the part that I was
and what's
astonished.
attractive about it, and why do you want more of it? And I was thinking about like.
How are those people doing? I'm sure they're
Not good.
Yeah.
Not good. Mamdani, I was thinking about they like, he's weeping for his aunt, her job. And I said, what? I wrote this morning. I was like, when did having a pussy lead us? Like, when did having pussies lead us? When did that become attractive?
Well,
you know what I mean? Like, why are we attracted?
Katy Perry thinks it's attractive.
Right. This guy is a soft. Well, he's lying, but he's lying. Okay, what's he doing? He's crying.
Newsom, we're talking about. Oh, Mamdani, beg your pardon. I was having trouble following you. Pardon me.
Too hot in here.
Yeah.
Mamdani is crying about his aunt who
Yeah.
can't use the subway.
Yeah.
Okay. He is not. Now, that woman doesn't exist, so he's lying.
Yeah.
But he's crying. He's fake crying because he feels that'll be attractive.
Yeah.
Why is that attractive? Why is having a soft leader? I just told everyone we got fucked by COVID because we had soft. Why is it attractive? Whether you're a football team or scoutmaster or general, why do we want a pussy leading us? Why? And I'm not. It's not rhetorical, meaning he's done the math.
Yeah.
He's realized that being a pussy gets you more votes than being tough and competent and confident.
Yeah.
So being a pussy gets more votes than being a competent leader.
Yes.
So what happened? When did it happen, and why?
Well, I think we're going to spend this episode and the next episode talking about this. And it's some people have fashioned it under the heading of gynofascism.
Mm-hmm.
That the great feminization, however you want to frame it, this thing that Adam's been talking about for 20 years. I feel like, by the way, I have this weird...
And it's 28 years, by the way, but go ahead.
I have this weird feeling. You tell me why I'm feeling this. And I'm not saying it's accurate.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a feeling. That your campaign on Chick Think started with you telling us that Bruce Jenner's becoming a chick. That episode keeps ringing in my head. Every time I kind of look back, I go, well, did it start? Because that insight in itself was so startling that we all went, what the fuck are you talking about? You said, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I'm just telling you it's happening. And I feel like you kind of went forward from that into a more developed theory about things that were happening. Am I right or wrong, or is it just when you start talking about it?
I don't know.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes, I know. But so here's the thing about my thoughts. It's if somebody said, when did you start being poisoned by radon gas? I would go, well, I had a headache a couple of years ago, but it went away.
Right.
And then I found myself coughing a little bit a couple of years ago, but then it stopped for a while, and then I did feel myself I was kind of tired but then I got a new girlfriend and I wasn't tired. I don't know. It could have been a while. It's been a while. Maybe 2 years, maybe 5 years.
Yeah.
So my feelings are like feelings that just start sort of drifting in.
Yes.
And they don't enter like Kool-Aid.
Yes.
You know what I mean? They just sort of start drifting
The clouds,
in.
they form.
Yeah,
like a
and then
cloud.
I start talking, and when I start talking, I sound like a shaman in that I'm just giving you sketchy outlines
Yeah.
of shadows, you
Yes,
know? And then
yes.
people go, what are you talking about? And I go, I don't know exactly, but I'm telling you, chick think.
But the
It's
wolf
not
speaketh from the north.
It's not helping. The chick think. And then I called it chick think, and
Yeah.
then you said that's not a good name for it.
I did. I
And
still
then
say
I
that.
kept saying that's what I'm calling it because that's what it feels like. That's how it presents. It presents as chick think.
Am I right
To
on the
me.
timing, though, sort of?
No, I mean, Bruce Jenner I knew was turning into a chick in 97 or 98
that's
or
what I'm
whatever
talking
that
about.
was.
That's
Yeah. I was like, something's going on with this dude.
It might have been 96 even. You were just kind of like,
I think it was like 97, 98. But
Okay.
either way, it's coming up on
97.
30 years. I knew he was turning into a chick. But that's only that's only because I observe things that other people don't
Well,
observe.
right. And you said, I don't know what that even means. And we all were like attacking you at the time. Like, what do you mean? What does it mean? It means nothing. What are you talking about?
It started to strike me that when politicians started to speak in a way about, wanting to call homelessness unhoused
Yes,
neighbors.
yes.
And it all started kind of in Los Angeles because Gil Garcetti or Eric Garcetti, Eric Garcetti was mayor. And he gave this speech about prisoners being paroled. He's like, and when they do, we owe them our gratitude.
yes.
Like, I'm like, we owe felons our gratitude.
shithead.
Like, and I was like, what the fuck are you
I
talking
have
about?
a physical reaction when you bring. I put him into the bank of my memory way in the past.
Eric Garcetti,
I get a reaction
like,
when I think about that
was
guy.
really soft and willowy, and like I said, I started taking account of the guys with their deep leg crosses.
Yeah.
Obama with his deep leg cross, and Newsom and Trudeau, and I'll Eric Garcetti. Eric Garcetti. I'm sure mayor of Los Angeles crossed his legs that way. They all crossed their legs that way, and they started talking in a kind of willowy way, wispy, and so traditionally, politicians would be, that's not what your country can do for you, but what you can do with the country. Like the only thing we fear is fear itself.
Yes.
We'll take them by land and by sea. And then all of a sudden it's like, when our unhoused neighbors are paroled, we owe them a debt of gratitude.
Yes.
And it's like, what the fuck happened to you?
Well, it sounds
and
like
then,
your
and
mother,
then I was,
your grandmother.
Right. And then I was like, when did this become attractive? Because
Right.
the thing about the politicians is, they lick their finger and they put it in the ear, in the air, and they figure out which way the wind's blowing. They don't start talking that way. They figure there's enough chicks that want to hear that, and then they start talking that way. So somebody wants it. Somebody
I
needs
even
it.
would argue sort of in the Mark Chankisi school of thought, which is things kind of come up from the bottom.
I don't know who Mark.
He's a cognitive psychologist, worth following on X, good guy. He's a physicist. He became a cognitive psychologist, and he keeps saying things really start from the bottom up. And so I remember seeing it going, oh, these guys are behaving like that because they want to get laid. And and that's
getting
what the girls
laid,
are seeing.
getting laid and getting elected are essentially the same thing.
That's a big insight. That's
All right, we'll listen to Zohran. He's becoming emotional because his aunt, who's not his aunt, anyway, couldn't ride the subway for four weeks.
I want to use this moment to speak to the Muslims of New York City.
Now he's emotional. A lot of head nodding.
I want to speak to the memory of my aunt.
Who never existed.
Yeah, but he's very emotional about
Who
it.
stopped taking the subway after September 11th because she did not feel safe in her hijab.
What a society we've built.
I want to use this moment
All
to
right.
speak to the Muslims of New York.
First off, I don't know why his whole thing is I got to speak to the Muslims. And also it's this thing of like, as a Muslim, you hide in the shadows. Like for a guy who's scared, you certainly never fucking stop talking about it ever. Do you? You know what I mean? Like, is there any hiding in the shadows? As a gay man, as a gay Muslim, it's like, okay, Jesus Christ, are you scared? Yeah, he's a fucking retard. But anyway, the point is that pussy's attractive.
Yeah.
And that's scary. All right, we'll take a quick break. Find Eric Garcetti giving a speech about welcoming back convicts and owing them our gratitude. Gratitude. All right, that thing's 10 years old. We'll be right back after this.
Well, according to the National Institutes of Health, 30 million men in the U.S. deal with erectile dysfunction, more common than sleep disturbances. And yeah, it can screw with things. It can screw with your emotional well-being. Good news is HIMS makes getting treatment very simple. No clinic visits, no waiting rooms, no pharmacy, 100% online. Get personalized prescription options, and HIMS has trusted generics that cost up to 95% less than the big brand names. Not cookie cutter. They actually put your health and goals first. As real medical providers, real results, and real analysis. Think of HIMS as your digital front door, getting you back to your old self. Look, this biology is common, and the solutions are available. There's no reason you shouldn't take advantage of it. All the expert care, none of the hassle. Right, Daphne?
To get simple online access to personalized, affordable care for ED, hair loss, weight loss, and more, visit hims.com/ADS. That's hims.com/ADS for your free online visit. hims.com/ADS. Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products include compound drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription required. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
So, hey,
Yeah,
Garcetti,
soft pussies, yeah, attractive.
he used to do a
trouble.
press conference every night at 5 o'clock during COVID. And if you remember the content, every night it was like, hide under your bed. You kill your grandparents.
Yeah.
I thought, you're killing young people. You shut the fuck up.
Yes.
Stop it.
And you wanted to know those COVID years, why I called everyone a pussy and a coward and never stopped.
Did I say
Yes,
that?
you did.
I
You
think,
did not like the pejorative
not like it.
part
No,
of me
but
telling everyone get under your bed,
Yeah.
pussy.
Okay. So, but I didn't try to stop you or anything, did I?
Well,
I want to assess my own role in this.
No.
Apologies where I can.
No.
By the way, look for reason to apologize, everybody. I want to apologize to the extent that I didn't support it, but I don't think I got in the way of it.
Well, how are you going to get in the way of it? But the point is this. You were suggesting that I use other terms.
I feel like I got in the way of chick think. I was like, no, better brain. Blah, 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 blah.
No, you did. You did. But what I'm saying is I intentionally called people cowards and pussies.
Yes.
Constantly called them cowards and pussies.
I couldn't see how that would benefit
everybody
everybody or you.
I get it.
And now I see it.
Well, I don't know how. I don't know that it benefited everybody.
No, it does, because it makes the point. The point is clear and it's correct. It's just a clear, correct point, which you were a fucking coward if you did that, or worse, which is you act like a brown shirt. You're not just a coward, but you became an SS member. Okay.
Right. Yes.
All right. We see you now. I see you.
Yes.
I get who everybody is.
Yes. And so I would lay out all the time, Gavin Newsom doesn't care about COVID. Yeah. He's not scared of COVID. He doesn't act like he's scared about COVID. He doesn't wear a mask. He goes to the football game. He goes to the French Laundry. He doesn't care, and he's not scared of it. And what I would say is he doesn't believe it. Garcetti, I didn't know. I just said he was a pussy. And he is. And by the way, these guys they go from mayor of Los Angeles to zero in 10 minutes. All these guys. You never hear from them ever again. They're not substantial people. His dad was a DA, Gil Garcetti. And somehow he got into this, and he's a puss. But here's my point. Whether it's Mamdani or Garcetti, why is being a pussy attractive? And the answer is it's somehow linked to chick think,
yes,
and they like it. And then it's also linked to a certain amount of men who think like chicks, who may just be trying to get laid.
Yes,
I don't know, but it may also have to do with plastics in the brain and low T and whatever else. But there's tons of pussy dudes and tons of chicks, and they're like-minded, and they vote for these people, and then shit falls apart, and then things need to be restored and corrected. And so we're kind of in the restore and correct as shit is falling apart phase of our society. Now, my argument is I don't get why it has to fall apart all the time. Why can't we just move forward and keep going? But it can't, because we have too much chick think and too much pussy dude think who thinks like chicks. Or again, look, I'll be kind to them. They're just trying to get laid, so they act like pussies.
Yeah.
I don't know how many of those guys were actually believed in what they said during COVID, or they just wanted to get laid.
Well, back to the present.
And also, there's too many people who act like, you know what, Drew? I'll tell you the problem. I'll tell you the problem with social media. All of Hollywood is a popularity contest.
Correct.
So that's all Hollywood is,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
And so Hollywood guys, because it's nothing but a popularity contest, are going to all say the same thing about COVID. Let's say, or Black Lives Matter, or Biden, or whatever, DEI, you name the thing, climate change. All right, they're all going to be on the same side of climate change, the same side of COVID, same side of very intricate, nuanced science and or events that have as much pro as there is con, and maybe more con than there is pro, but they're all going to be on one side of it.
Right.
Even though there's many, many scientists who would tell you about COVID and have alternative viewpoints, and same with climate change. I mean, Bill Gates just came out with climate today. Oh, we got to do more to prevent and less to stop, or whatever.
Just today did. We got to get back to poverty, fighting poverty. Don't worry, it's climate change is a real issue,
Well,
but we're not worried about
I think what he's saying is, look, build seawalls. Don't try to stop internal combustion engines. You know what I mean? Like, be practical about this. Which is what, of course, I've always said.
Yes.
But anyway, it's a popularity contest. That's Hollywood. And now there's social media. So everything's a popularity contest. So then when something like COVID comes along, then everyone who's in a popularity contest follows suit accordingly. I am in an accuracy contest, not a popularity contest. And if more of you looked at yourself as being involved with an accuracy contest versus a popularity contest, then we would have a better society.
Agreed. And Mamdani, the one thing he's zeroed into, he's mostly championing stuff that the old white female
they
likes.
scrubbed that video, huh? It's funny when they scrub Garcetti's video.
Interesting.
All right, I will read it, even though the way the font comes up here and this black with this thing, I don't know if we can ever fix that, Andrew. Sometimes you can type up here. Oh, it's the cut and the paste part, but there it is. No one needs a second chance more urgently than our formerly incarcerated sisters and brothers. Wow. Yeah, cons you talking about are formerly incarcerated. And New Roads to Second Chances gives people a chance to rebuild their lives through the dignity of work, Merrick Garcetti said. Yes, this is not the quote. The quote is, we owe them our gratitude.
But you can see the way he's going.
Yes, later on he says, I know. But that's why I kept saying our gratitude. When they let them out, they paid their debt to society, and we, as a society, owe them our gratitude for
paying their debt.
Burning down a gas station 4 years earlier, or stabbing an elderly person on the subway. But we owe them a debt of gratitude. Right. Now, that's Eric Garcetti. Now, he's a pussy, and now he's banished. Yeah, I don't know. He's ambassador to...
We get somebody better?
No. We got DEI higher next, which is the other thing. Uh-oh. We got something?
Video-wise? Oh, here it is.
Eric Garcetti did not say we owe them our gratitude. That quote is a fabrication that originated in the 19 City Watch on the piece, which criticized Los Angeles officials. He said it, though.
I remember him saying it.
He said it. So, not sure where this
This is just what's popping up on Google.
Garcetti said
that's on Google.
Wait. The piece was criticized Los Angeles officials in the quote. Okay. Garcetti never actually made the statement, but he made something like that.
Yes, he said gratitude.
Yes, I remember him saying gratitude.
Other Garcetti quotes on gratitude.
Or thank them for their, service, they're paying their debt.
No, he said gratitude.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's on there. It may have got scrubbed, and that also is Google doing whatever Google is doing.
Look at Grok, see if it comes out
See
different.
if Grok.
Be very interesting.
Yeah, that is interesting.
While he's doing that, I'm sure you're watching the World Series. There's that ad they keep playing with the guy with the multiple Super Bowl rings who's actually working in a warehouse.
Yeah, I saw that.
I think that somehow that it feels like there's a cultural moment in that ad when he goes. The ad is the conceit is he has all the knowledge of Tom Brady about football, and he's talking to all his friends that work in the warehouse or who are clerks and things about these very advanced, so to speak, football
it's funny.
ideas. And at the end of every one of his statements about how to split the linebackers, he'd always go, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And at the end, the announcer goes, it turns out they did not know what he was saying. And I thought that is funny. And it's a moment. All right, here we are. Society and a gratitude. There it is. While people have paid their debt to While people have paid the debt to society, our debt of gratitude should be not just thanking them. There it is. But thanking them for their service, but allowing them a pathway back in. Now I'm pissed. The fuck is wrong with Google search?
Well, I'm smarter than computers. I've said it a million times. I told you he said it.
Yeah.
I told you he said we owe them our gratitude, debt of gratitude.
Say it again. People
Google says
I didn't
no.
contradict you. I just said
No.
Google said that. That's coming from per their AI.
No, we understand. But the point is he's better than AI.
The interesting thing is that it always comes out in vehement defense whenever you type this into Google.
That's
Right.
so fucked up. That is so fucked up.
It will fuck Google because you won't get the truth. And by the way, if you're arguing with, Bald Brian, he'll go, Google, see?
Or he'll say this is false because Google says it is.
Shut up, Drew.
Yeah, but
Why do you do that? Why do you do that?
Because people will say...
No, he won't. No, he'll Google it, he'll show it to you, and he'll go,
over.
see,
Yes.
and then he'll walk away.
Yes,
he won't say this is false. Why do you always do that,
Well,
Drew?
because
Why
I'm
can't
worried...
you just go with what it was?
Because I had to fuck with your jokes.
I know. Well, not jokes, examples.
But
that's how it would work.
Okay, so
but that's how anybody would do it. They would Google it. They'd go, see, it was just a thing, and then they'd make you think you were wrong.
But aren't you afraid that somebody will then Google this and Google will defend it, saying that's false? This Grok posting is false. What point is I don't want people to do that.
All right,
That's all
quiet.
I'm saying.
You know what you're talking about.
All right.
I know what you're saying, but you never get the point. The point is this. There is no audio of this because I've heard, why has the audio been scrubbed? Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
See what Grok says. He's looking for the video through Grok.
Mm-hmm.
It's not. Ooh. Is that it?
But it's interesting that Google said no. And Google just said what? This is formally...
This was quoted by somebody on the right, and therefore it's wrong.
Right. This is interesting. All right.
Here's an audio clip of it.
There is?
Is that what they're saying?
Well, I've heard an audio clip of it.
There it is.
All right.
Holy shit.
Yeah, but we don't have it. You're just saying it's there, right?
It's on KFI.
I heard it.
Yeah, no, I know. Here it is. Here we go. He's got the link.
All right.
Hopefully.
No, I think it's been
Next
scrubbed.
show.
I think it's been scrubbed.
This might be for the next show.
Yeah, for the next show.
Deep dive.
We'll do the deep dive. But all right, Google. I'm interested in this because I knew it existed because I heard it.
KFI if they don't have it up there. See if they can dig it out somewhere.
All right. I'm going to be at Flappers tonight here in Burbank doing stand-up, and then I'm going to be in Boston at the Wilbur Theater, which is beautiful. That'll be November 6th. 7th, Buffalo, New York, Electric City. Duluth. Oh, with Megan Kelly, yeah. Go to amcarolla.com for all the live shows. What do you got, Drew?
Dr.com. Check out Ask Dr. Drew Tuesday and Thursday at 2 Pacific and Wednesday at 4.
So, till next time, Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.